Okay, we are here with Brad with VPCabs. You guys might remember we interviewed Brad back at the Texas Pinball Festival, and a lot has happened since that time, Brad. Just want to update us on what all's been going on since the Texas Pinball Festival. We saw you last.
Sure. So since Texas, of course, we aired on Shark Tank on May 13th. So that is about a month ago now, 4 weeks ago or so, this week, I believe. It's been the craziest 4 weeks of my life, I can tell you that right now. It's been pretty nuts.
Well, you know, we're such big fans of the show, and of course we liked your games. We were talking to you last time about how good they looked and everything, and we just were having a good time. But you couldn't tell anybody because it was kind of a secret at the time, right?
It was a big secret at the time. We found out our air date the morning that you interviewed me, and I so bad wanted to tell everybody, but I was still under a contract to not say anything at the time. So we really were hoping to be able to announce it by Texas, but unfortunately we weren't able to.
So we know everybody's curious to know, what was it like? How'd you get on the show? And you know, was it an idea of yours or somebody kind of encouraged you to do that? Talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So we applied to be on the show 2 years ago. We did an online application, which is kind of the hardest way. They have little deals throughout the country where you could go do an audition, and we didn't know about that, so we just did an online application. We actually got a call back 2 years ago, and we went through a couple months of auditioning process, but we didn't make it. So we didn't think anything of it. Well, this past year, they actually called us in the middle of summer and said, "You guys interested in being on the show again? We'd like for you to reapply." So we figured, if they're asking us, it must be a good chance. So we went through the application process. It takes many months. It's crazy, actually. It's really grueling. I think if you can make it just through the application, that's the hard part, really. That's pretty tough. But we taped the show back in the fall, and then we had to wait all those months before we found out an air date, because they actually tape more people than they air. So there's a chance that you can tape and still not even make it on the show.
Wow, well, I know as the community, we can speak on behalf of the community, we're so excited that you were able to make it and stuff. So once you made it to the show, what was that like, being in that hot seat?
It was pretty crazy, you know. The hardest part is when you walk through those doors. You know, there's no music. I kind of wish there was some music, you know, to dramatize it, but it's real quiet. And you go stand on your mark. And the hardest part is you got to stand there for 3 minutes still without saying anything while they reposition the cameras and move everything and all that. So that 3 minutes felt like an eternity versus we were in there for over an hour. That felt like 30 seconds, you know, I mean, because they're just asking questions and it's real fast paced. But that first 3 minutes, I kind of thought I was going to die, actually. It was crazy. It was pretty crazy.
I can imagine.
Staring at you, you know. Yeah. They're staring at you, and you're just staring there, and they can't say anything to you. You can't say anything to them. And that's, I think that's when a lot of people probably pass out.
Yeah, I can bet, and I can imagine being there. But once you know, were negotiating and trying to get the deal, you know, we were all rooting for you, of course, and we kind of thought that one of the tech guys would have stepped up to the plate. Yeah. They didn't seem that interested. How were you feeling at that point?
You know, it was a little nervous, but, you know, they didn't go out as quick as you see on TV, you know. I mean, there was a lot of back and forth and all that just doesn't have time to make it all in the cut, of course. But, you know, Damon was the last guy in, and, you know, you go in with one idea. You know, of course, Mark Cuban's a tech guy, Robert Herjavec is a tech guy and a pinball guy. And when they both go out, you're kind of like, oh, man, doesn't look like I'm going to get a deal. You know, when Damon made us an offer, you know, when he was up playing, and he was the first guy to sit down, but you could just tell his wheels were spinning a little bit. And when he made us an offer, we went back and forth, and I felt really good with a lot of the stuff he had to say, what he could help us with, and it turned out to be pretty incredible. Damon, we did close our deal with Damon. He has been amazing. We talk almost every couple days about new licensing. He's already put us in front of some major licensing opportunities and just some incredible opportunities. So he truly is a really involved partner. Now, that being said, after the show, we actually bumped into Mark Cuban randomly at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. We were walking the show. Mark Cuban walked right into us, bumped into him, remembered who we were, and he ended up ordering a custom Mavs machine from us. So we built a machine that was Dallas Mavs themed. The whole cabinet had all the Mavs players on it, and real custom. And we actually delivered that to him during the Texas Pinball Festival, which was also a secret. It was hiding in the truck. So we had it built because the CES show's in January. He ordered the machine, and we said, well, we'll just hand deliver it to your home, which was ridiculous, by the way. So we took it in the truck over to his house there in Dallas. So Mark is a customer of ours, and he's actually been a pretty good supporter of us and offered to help us out, and just a really cool guy.
It's pretty exciting coming from two Texas Dallas Maverick fans, and to get to meet Mark Cuban, just to be on the show. But congratulations on the score. So now that you got your deal and everything, how's that life changed for you?
Well, it's funny. A lot of people think that it's like being on Wheel of Fortune or something. Like you just magically get this big pile of cash. Really what it is it's a business person investing in your business. And really what it means is a lot more work ahead, a lot harder work. I mean, we're busy. The show has produced a great amount of more sales, which is awesome. So we've sold a lot more machines. The exposure's been phenomenal. But the biggest thing is now we've got a lot more work to do. We are right now aggressively working on a coin-operated version of our machine that we can, hopefully get into some establishments that do like ticket redemption and stuff like that. We're shooting to debut that hopefully at IAAPA in Florida this November. Is our goal to have a coin-op machine ready to get out to the masses.
Well, I hope my boss is listening because we'll be supporting you and working the coin-op business. So anyway, we thank you for your time and for your enthusiasm and for just sharing candidly and openly and honestly with us. We really are pulling for you, and we hope that this is just the start. All the hard work, great problems to have, right? A lot of people looking for jobs these days. You're creating them. So we want to thank you for all that you're doing and wish you just the best of luck. Anything you want to talk about coming to this show? What do you think about Atlanta so far?
Well, this is our first year in Atlanta at the show. We tried to make it last year, but we missed it by like a day, the deadline to get in. The show sells out every year, so we were really fortunate to get in for this year. The hosts of this show have been just amazing for us. I mean, this show is great. You go to a lot of different shows, and every show's a little different, but the venue's amazing, the hospitality here, true Southern hospitality here at the show, much like Texas, actually, and we're excited to be here. I don't think we're going to go home with anything. This is a busy show, so we love it, man. These shows are our bread and butter, and it's how we can interact with our customers and get to meet them.
Right, and that's what's cool, guys. When you come to the show, you get to meet Brad, and you get to talk to the guy that was on Shark Tank, and you get to interview him and things like that. So thanks for making this fun for us. Thank you for being here, and we just wish you the best of luck in the future.
Awesome. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.